I'm an artist, and I do work in the public art realm, but I also work in many mediums. So I guess you could say I'm a multidisciplinary artist. The city of Mississauga put out an RFP to have a piece on this berm that's behind us in this park, and I applied. It was an independent jury of artists and professionals in the field, and got shortlisted and was awarded the commission. Like any public artwork, it's part of the public realm. You're engaging in a larger process. This is an emerging area. This is a new park. Mississauga is growing, and by being in this process, I become part of that dialogue and that discourse, and that's tremendously exciting, and it's a privilege. It's situated right across the street from City Hall, and it's right across the street from the Living Arts Center. So there's this tension of place, and so I followed that way of thinking. The tension between a child and that thinking pose, I think, is provocative. At the core of the concept, I think there's this issue of the relationship of innocence to complexity. So you have the innocence of a child self-reflecting in a very complex environment and condition. These are archetypes, right? Innocence and complexity, and I think at the core of the concept that's there. The sculpture itself is a very primitive form. It's a child, but it's in its most basic shape. So the head is very large. The head is 12 feet across, and it's a circle, and it's a vacuumous space. So it takes in its environment, it reflects its environment. In that way, it's engaging it. So it's framing the conditions that are around it and us. That relationship of material to the concept is very important. This particular material is called Corten steel. So what ends up happening is it purposely rusts. There's an oxidizing process that unfolds once the piece gets installed. So it comes here pristine, off the mill, and cut and welded and made into this form. And in the process of being here, it turns this beautiful hue of reds, and it cures, in a sense, into this rusted sculpture that is durable and doesn't deteriorate and is an intended effect. To bring a piece over this size, we had to have a police escort through Toronto on the 401 and into the city by the Peel Police, and then we had to bring it in by crane. Public art, for me, represents an integration of art into our public realm. And I think art is most potent when it is part of our daily lives and it is part of the public discourse. And I think it plays an incredibly important role in the health of our culture, and public art is a frontline dialogue in that respect. I hope that Mississauga adopts it as their own, and they bring their own stories to it and their own interpretations. And I mean, it obviously has a core concept and brings forward some basic issues, but what each person brings to it is really part of the life of the artwork and what makes it vibrant and meaningful and relevant.